The hour has come for the College of New Jersey commencement ceremony to begin. As the College of New Jersey Wind Ensemble fills Lion Stadium with music celebrating our graduates, including the familiar strains of Pomp and Circumstance, I ask that you combine the joy and fulfillment of the occasion with your attention, respect, and the dignity befitting commencement here at the college.
Good morning. I am Eleanor Horne, member of the Board of Trustees of the College of New Jersey. I hereby call to order the 2021 commencement ceremony for the School of Arts and Communication. It is an honor and a pleasure to welcome you and all of those watching via our live webcast to these exercises, which celebrate our newest graduates as they join the ranks of our distinguished alumni. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I offer the graduates heartfelt congratulations on their exceptional achievements and their extraordinary promise. At this time, I present to you Dr. Kathryn Foster, the 16th President of the College of New Jersey.
Thank you, Trustee Horne. It is an honor to add my welcome to this joyous occasion, the 2021 commencement exercises for the College of New Jersey. Let me begin by introducing honored participants who will not otherwise be introduced during the ceremony. I ask each group to stand upon introduction and remain standing until we have recognized the group. First, it is my great pleasure to recognize members of the College of New Jersey Board of Trustees, the President's Cabinet, and members of three important advisory boards of the college: the TCNJ Foundation, the TCNJ Alumni Association, and the Trenton State College Corporation. Thank you for being exceptional partners to this college and for your attendance today. Please join me in applauding these contributions to the college. Please be seated. I now ask members of the TCNJ School of the Arts and Communication faculty to please rise if able. Graduation cannot happen without these indispensable members of our community. As dedicated, talented, creative, and award-winning teachers, advisors, mentors, and scholars, you have given immensely to prepare our graduates for this day, to ready them for their next chapter, and to generate their fond memories of TCNJ. Please, students especially, join me in extending our deepest thanks and appreciation to your faculty. Please be seated. With the members of our talented and dedicated TCNJ staff, many of whom are at this moment working the event, please rise if you are able. You have nurtured our graduates from before they enrolled as students and throughout their time on our campus. Your care is further reflected today. Plants and chairs neatly placed, audio loud and clear, live streaming underway, programs published, diplomas readied, no detail left untended. Graduates and guests, please join me in extending our fondest thanks and gratitude to our dedicated TCNJ staff. Please be seated. Commencement is a proud moment in the life of a college and a very proud milestone in the lives of our degree candidates. Class of 2021, this celebration in your honor and the degree you will receive signal a significant and meaningful milestone. From this day forward, no matter where life takes you, you will be a graduate of the College of New Jersey, one of the nation's finest institutions of higher education. Class of 2021, whatever your next chapter, in graduate school, place of employment, or civic service, bring to it your strongest and surest lion's roar. The world needs that, and it needs you, now more than ever. On behalf of a proud and grateful college, congratulations and go get 'em, class of 2021. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce your Dean, Dr. Maurice Hall, Dean of the School of the Arts and Communication, to address the class.
Thank you, President Foster. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both and be one traveler. And long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. You know this poem. You've heard it before. It is not unusual. It ends. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And often, when we hear this, we have a particular interpretation of what this means. I would like to suggest to you a different interpretation of this well-known poem. I want to thank you, President Foster, Provost Osborn, faculty, students, honored guests, for being here this morning. It is not just that the speaker in the poem took the road less traveled. This is a stand-in for individuality, go-get-emness, right? Doing your own thing. It is that taking the road less traveled came at a cost of the road not taken. It came at the cost of something that had to be given up. If you choose individuality, if you choose creativity, if you choose originality, it is often at the cost of comfort, at the cost of stability, at the cost of predictability. And so, graduates, I say to you this morning, which road will you choose? A choice to honor individuality, a choice to honor originality comes at a cost. You know, there was a young man who went to a college, graduated, and then went on and got his master's degree. Went on to work with a well-known TV network here in the United States. Had a predictable career, and at its finest, working on some of the best shows you see in the morning. Good Morning America, The View, and so forth. He decided to take a risk. You know what he decided to do? He decided that he was going to be, because he was executive producer, the producer of a show that was the only one on network television to feature Black lives in the United States and their culture in prime-time network television. That young man is Eric Johnson. Communication studies students, he was one of you. Graduated from here in 2004. He chose to do something different. Which road will you choose? Young woman, graduates from college, goes to work with one of the best publishing companies in New York City. She, at a crucial point in her career, is told, well, you've been working with print and print media, that's kind of changing. And she's like, well, I don't know what to do. So she has a few choices in front of her, and one of the things she decides to do, she decides to take an opportunity to go with an online startup. No one knew whether it would work. It was at a time when the online world of media was not as well known as it is now. She took a chance. She ended up founding Delish.com with 30 million regular subscribers. That is Joanna Saltz, and journalism students, she was one of you. Which road will you choose? Which road will you choose? We have in you created storytellers. We have created the people who will mark how we understand meaning in the world to come. You will shape meaning for us. You will shape understanding for us. So, which road? What stories will you choose to tell? Will you choose to tell stories that reinforce the privilege of oblivion? Stories that lead to a predictable career? Entertaining distractions? Will you tell stories that reinforce people's sense of maintaining their exclusive friend groups? Life as they know it. Which stories? Or will you choose meaningful engagement? As we sit here this morning with the joy of graduation, President Foster, there are traumas happening in the world around us, in the Middle East. There are traumas happening in our country, across our nation, as we think of issues of racial justice. There are traumas happening in the aftermath of COVID and what it has wrought. Which road will you choose? There is this wonderful quote that I've often used since I've been dean here. It's on the site of MIT's Humanities and Social Sciences School. And it goes, the world's problems are never tidily confined to the lab, the workbench, or spreadsheet. From climate change to poverty to disease, the challenges of our age are unwaveringly human in nature and scale, and engineering and science are always embedded in broader human realities. Realities from deeply felt cultural traditions, to building codes, to political tensions. So students, all of you, we have prepared you with an in-depth understanding of human complexities. We prepared you to understand the political, cultural, and economic realities that shape our existence, as well as fluency in the powerful forms of thinking that are linked to creativity in humanities, cultures, and the arts. And so I say to you again, as you sit here with joy, as you sit here celebrating with your families, as you sit here on this beautiful morning, cognizant of the joy that you're feeling, and yet cognizant of the intractable issues that shape our world, I ask you again, which road will you choose? Thank you very much. And this morning, I want to introduce to you a wonderful faculty member, Dr. Eric Laprade, Assistant Professor of Music, who was selected by the senior class to bring greetings to our graduates on behalf of the faculty. Dr. Laprade.
Thank you, Dean Hall, and good morning. Welcome, President Foster, Provost Osborn, honorary guests, board members, faculty, staff, family, friends, and of course, our graduating class of 2021. It feels wonderful this morning, before I start to say that, I don't have to unmute myself before speaking this morning. If you've taken a class with me, you know I probably would have forgotten to. I am honored and humbled by the invitation from the senior class to share some brief remarks this morning. Today is a day of celebration. You've reached a significant milestone in your life, and you've done so under extremely challenging circumstances. From an ongoing global health pandemic, racial, social, economic inequities, political upheaval, climate change, and war, our society needs you, artists, writers, creators, performers, teachers, and storytellers, now more than ever. As a faculty member, I want to acknowledge how grateful I feel to have navigated the last 14 months with each of you. Angela Blanchard, in writing about how societies respond to disasters, states, "The human spirit is not extinguishable." It has been inspiring to witness your tenacity, your innovation, your creativity, and your empathy over the last year. You exude what it means to be a TCNJ Lion. At the end of today's ceremony, you're going to hear a performance of TCNJ's alma mater. You might recall this was one of the first songs you heard at the college during your first year early morning convocation ceremony. You hear it at the end of football games, homecoming, basketball games, and it'll be one of the last things you hear today before you leave the stadium. Our alma mater, or school song, provides an opportunity to reflect upon and remind ourselves of what it means to be a TCNJ Lion. I want to draw your attention to two lines that you're going to hear our talented vocalists sing later in the ceremony. First, "Thy brave spirit never grows old." Your work has the potential to change the world. That is not hyperbole. What you do and how you do it matters, and it will have an impact on others. While there will be adversity along the way, let the relevance and impact of your work inspire you. Now is the time. The second fragment, brighter as the years unfold. Remain curious, remain hungry, keep growing and developing. The most compelling teachers that I've ever studied with were also the most curious students. One of the world's greatest cellists, Pablo Casals, was asked near the end of his life, he lived to be 96 years old, that after everything he achieved, why he continued to practice his cello. And his response was simple: I think I'm making progress. Earlier this spring, I attended a Zoom session focused on equity and access in the arts. One of the panelists, Ashley Gordon, asked the audience, what do you care about and what are you doing about it? So in the 18 seconds I have left this morning, I want to challenge you to compose, to write, to create your own personal alma mater. Take time to reflect. What are your values? What is most important to you? What do you love? What are the needs of your community? And then, what are you doing not only to live that alma mater, but to realize it vividly and to pursue it with an unrelenting passion, energy, and urgency? Students, on behalf of the faculty, congratulations, and we can't wait to see all the amazing things you do. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce President of the senior class, Kenu Obevery.
Distinguished faculty, administrators, family, and class of 2021, welcome. The day has come where our class has proven that obstacles are not barriers, that aspiring, determined, and resilient individuals can earn their degree in the midst of such unprecedented times. And while I can address our class describing these adverse times to you, you already know it. You've lived it. You felt it. I much rather focus on you, the students who have conquered it. Every single graduate before me today embodies their own profound purpose, and bestowed upon you is the responsibility to determine what that purpose is. What I see before me today are not just a group of graduates. I see stories. Gratifying stories composed of the unique journey you took to be sitting in these seats today. And while I cannot consolidate all of your stories and share them in this address, I can share with you my own. I transferred to TCNJ fall of 2019 after earning my associate's degree in biology. The one phrase I would use to describe myself during this time was blindly ambitious. When I arrived on campus, I auditioned and interviewed for every performing arts program, leadership position, you name it, I was rejected by it. Discouragement began to settle in, and it was like a heaviness that I could not ignore, but only mask with the tenacious drive to be something. I ran for my first student government election and was elected a senator for the School of Science, and it was in that moment I realized I can be whoever I wanted to be at TCNJ and set a goal to become senior class president. In my first semester at TCNJ, I faced tremendous challenges that at first hindered my success. As spring 2020 approached, I had two options. Option one was to quit, to believe that my struggles deemed me incapable. Option two was to be vulnerable, be fearless, be certain that my current struggles were not indicative of my future reality. I became proud of my failures because I am far from defined by them, nor am I limited in my ability to defy them. Remember this small phrase, failure fortifies. So I persevered with very little chance of graduating with this class, let alone leading it, allowing the minute beacon of hope that I had supersede the doubt that I felt. Now I stand before you today as a testament to what believing in yourself can truly do. Now, when you leave here today, you'll be met with various paths to take. I urge you to embark on the path that leads to your version of success, which may be uncomfortable. Embrace the discomfort. When you envision your future and what you want to be successful in, do not think of it as if, but rather when. Be fascinated that you are presented with the opportunity to make anything you want out of your future. And now, as you navigate your own lives in such uncertain, unprecedented, unpredictable times, I invite you to dream. Dream about where you intend to be in the future, and from this moment going forward, be relentless in the pursuit of that goal. You never know where dreaming can take you. Although commencement may seem like the end of an era for you, commencement is not the end, it is just the beginning. Create a legacy that you will be proud of. Congratulations, class of 2020, we did it. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce the senior class treasurer, Anudeep Devi, and vice president of public relations, Jill Nejia.
President Foster, will you please join us at the lectern? TCNJ has given us so much during our time here. The lessons we have learned and skills we have gained will serve us well as we continue our academic pursuits, begin our professional careers, or embark on any of the journeys life may have in store for us. On behalf of the class of 2021, I'm proud to announce that as a symbol of our lasting impact on the College of New Jersey, we have raised the funds to gift a swinging bench to be located on Quimby's Prairie. A plaque with the mantra, "What is your legacy?" will be installed to encourage future classes students to consider their impact and how they will give back to our alma mater. Thank you to all members of the class of 2021 for making this contribution possible.
Well, thank you, Anu. Thank you, Jill. Thank you to all of the members of the senior class. That is a beautiful and generous gift, but more important, it's a functional gift. And it's a gift that I know that not only will current students, but future generations will use it in the time to come. And I think it's only fitting that when your class's mantra is, "What's your legacy?" you've given back a tangible reminder of our mutual affection for the college. Thank you so much.
Ian Ruderman, President-elect of the Alumni Association, will you please join us at the lectern? On behalf of the class of 2021, we happily present our class flag to the Alumni Association. This flag, which we received at convocation just 4 years ago, is not only representative of our first moment together as a class, but a symbol of the growth, both personally and academically, that we have made since. Our experiences throughout these last 4 years at the college have prepared us for this day, and this flag now represents the incredible legacy that we leave behind. With this banner, the class of 2021 will remain united in spirit and gather in reunion under its proud heading for the years to come.
Thank you, Anudeep and Jill. On behalf of the Alumni Association and the 90,000 alumni I represent, I want to congratulate the class of 2021 and officially welcome all of you to membership in the College of New Jersey Alumni Association. Throughout your careers, you will encounter fellow alumni everywhere you turn. In fact, there are many among us here today. If you're an alum of the Trenton State Teachers College, the College of New Jersey, or Trenton State College, would you please stand if able or wave your hands to receive our recognition? Welcome back to campus. We are thrilled to have you join in today's celebration. You may be seated. As you move forward, work hard to be active members of the alumni community, and don't forget to support your alma mater in any way that you can. Our alma mater only strengthens by the continued engagement of our alumni community. Congratulations again to all of you, and I look forward to hearing about all of your future successes. Until then, we'll hold this banner and look forward to future reunions when you can gather underneath it once again. Thank you very much.
At this time, I am pleased to introduce a special presentation for the School of the Arts and Communications 2021 graduating class. The music for this presentation is The Road Home by Stephen Paulus, sung by the TCNJ Chorale, conducted by Associate Professor of Music and Director of Chorale Activities John Leonard, accompanied by the TCNJ Wind Ensemble, conducted by Eric Laprade, Assistant Professor of Music and Director of Bands, and featuring soloist Casey Ackerman, class of 2021. That was great. I have to say, I turned around and watched that and watched the wind ensemble and the chorale and thought, you know, what Dean Hall said is true about trade-offs and opportunity costs, because you're looking in the sun, and I get it. That is really hard to look into that sun. On the other hand, you have live music, and the temperatures aren't so bad. So, you know, trade-offs. trade-offs. So, but we do appreciate it and acknowledge that it's a tough set of conditions right now. So in a moment, we will confer degrees, after which graduates will hear their name called and walk across the stage. Many are wearing cords or stoles to signal academic leadership and organizational honors and affiliation. Also listed in the program are the names of graduates earning Latin honors, that is, academic distinction marked by overall GPAs of 3.6 or higher on a 4.0 scale. We reserve this particular distinction for public recognition within the commencement ceremony. Will all the graduates who have earned an overall GPA of 3.6 or higher please rise if you are able or wave your hands. Please join me in applauding these graduates. You may be seated. It is now my pleasure to ask Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs Jeffrey Osborn and Dean Maurice Hall to come forward to present the candidates for degrees.
Thank you, President Foster. The conferral of your degree marks the culmination of your hard work and academic persistence. The movement of the undergraduate candidates' tassels from the right to the left is a symbolic gesture of the conferral of your degree. Dean Hall will now present the undergraduate candidates, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, the President will then officially confer the degrees.
Thank you, Provost Osborn. Will the faculty from the School of the Arts and Communication please rise to join me in celebrating our graduates? Will the candidates from the School of the Arts and Communication for the Bachelor of Arts degrees please stand? Provost Osborn and President Foster, the candidates from the School of the Arts and Communication whose names appear on the printed program and who have successfully met the requirements for the Bachelor of Arts degrees are hereby certified by the faculty for the receipt of their degrees.
This is it. Candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the College of New Jersey, and in recognition of your attainments in completing the requirements, I confer upon each of you the degree you have earned and admit you to all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations pertaining thereto. You may move your tassels from the right to the left as a symbol of your accomplishment. Congratulations, graduates. You may be seated.
Before we begin the graduation roll call, I have the following instructions for our graduates. You will follow your field marshal to the stage when instructed. When you hear your name called, please walk across the stage and pick up your diploma cover from the center table. The photographer will take your photo at the designated spot at the end of the ramp, and we then ask you to return to your seat. Mr. John Anastasio, member of the TCNJ Alumni Association Board of Directors and a member of the class of 1969, will serve as our name reader.
Radhika Purandare. Miranda Crowley. Taylor Leigh Griffith. Caitlin Rose Hurley. Breda Bennett Jones. Alexis Marta. Brianna O'Keefe. James Nicholas Sperano. Sydney Smith. Stephanie Marie Sonbati. Rebecca Webb. Isabella Ciccone. Nicholas Acevedo. Connor Fagan. Richard Chakowski. Jordan Leigh Wiener. Tyler Leah Watkins. Deborah Kate Schaefer. Lara Becker. Victoria Jardina. Diana Solano. Jolie Shave. Matthias Altman Kurosaki. Anthony Garcia. Elizabeth Casalnova. Esther Morales. Megan McQuaid. Dana DeLuca. Haley Nakanichi. Rebecca Silverman. Rachel van Hollen. Haley Ruderman. Kiara Menona. Maev Green. Aaron Rust. Carrie Cruson. Nicole Bachrach. Ryan Monahan. Sabrina Palazzolo. Marina Zupko. Emmy Liederman. Tyler Stasienko. Jack Lovecchio. Nicole Winkowski. Denise Ingwe. Olivia DiGirolamo. Haley Martin. Brandon Yakovaci. Dylan Lembo. Paulo Rojas.
Yes.
Ryan Soldati. Eunice Olugbele. Seth Kolaroff. Faris Elakbani. Amanda Tulin. Sarah Petrozzolo. Giovanna Rubino. Brandon Long. Elisa Marie de Jesus Cosillo. Pia Mitchell. Connor Cusack. Delilah Confoy. Cassie Sokolov. Nancy Diaz. Lindsay De La Rovere. Serena Mazzella. Jennifer Long. Matthew Schaefer. Ryan Mon. Emily Lowe. Skyla Liv. Alexandria Krantz. Sarah Stapleton. Ashlyn Marine. Bridget Berberich. Connor Moran. Kayla Wolf. Tony Artificio. Gregory Leddy. David Steck. Madison Ox. Olivia DeFleury. You say Pacino or Pacino? Serena Pacino. Jordana Levine. Dalia Odrago. Juliana Padilla. Alexandra Boyer. Maria Daniscus. Courtney Rose. John Eidenberg. Gabriella Lucci.
Please join me in another round of applause for our graduates. Before we conclude our commencement exercises for the class of 2021, there is one last thanks to give. Graduates, please rise if you are able. Graduates, this is your achievement, but it very likely came with abundant support and encouragement. Will you please turn? Will all the family members, friends, and loved ones who have come today to celebrate with a graduate please stand if you are able? Graduates, whether your loved ones are here tonight, please give those standing here a deserved round of applause and thanks. That's the part that always gets us. You may be seated. That's actually a joke. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the alma mater. Led by Casey Ackerman, Joseph Rippert, Matthew Schloman, and Elena Stampy, all members of the class of 2021, and accompanied by the TCNJ Wind Ensemble. The words to the alma mater, which Eric Leprade has also helped us to understand, appear on the inside back of your cover program.
Alma mater, blue and gold, famous as in days of old.
Now you may please be seated. Before we begin our recessional, I ask all graduates and guests to help us prepare for our next ceremony by not leaving programs and water bottles at your seats. Graduates, please follow the instructions of our field marshals to recess from the stadium. Guests, please follow the instructions of our staff volunteers to exit the stadium as swiftly as possible using the gates to your right. I now close the 2021 commencement ceremony of the College of New Jersey by asking for one last rousing round of applause for our graduates. Thank you.